Hi everyone. We still got a little under a minute left, but we're so excited to see all of you here. Now we do have the video disabled just so it doesn't get too much going on. But I mean, if you guys prefer videos on, please let us know. In the next webinar, we can see all your beautiful faces. The chat is disabled, but we have enabled the Q&A function. So if you have any questions, please send it in the Q&A. We will have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar as well, so we can answer any of your questions. If there's anything more intense that you wanted to discuss, or we didn't have a chance to answer your questions, you can always send us an email at contact@theright.fit as well. But Ian, this is our very first
Yes,
webinar. I'm so excited for
I
everyone to be here.
know. We're waiting for the attendees to arrive, but yeah, the chat was disabled, but you can just email us if you have um any other comments or questions. And then the Q&A function is here, so you guys can leave the questions on the Q&A function. So let's just wait for more people to join before we start. So yeah,
I feel like we're like
Jenny, you're
celebrities
here.
doing a live stream. We're like just waiting on
I
a few more
know.
people to join.
I know, we're just waiting for more people to join. So let's just yeah. We have here Anna, Bianca, Grace, JV, Mira, and Kyla. Hi guys.
Hi.
Maybe since we don't have the chat option, you can just send it as a question. But where are you guys tuning in from? Which part of the Philippines are you guys tuning in from? Mira is from Manila and JV is from Cavite. Hi. Oh, Grace is from Davao.
Wow.
Hello. Hi. Anna is from Las Piñas, and then Kyla is from Caloocan. Caloocan is also in Metro Manila. Davao is in Mindanao. So Mindanao is a different island, not in Luzon. But yeah, Grace, thank you so much for joining the webinar today. Bianca is coming from Makati City.
We've got everyone from everywhere.
Yeah, everyone from everywhere because here in the Philippines, we have over 7,000 islands. So it's everywhere. Okay. Okay, I think we are enough. We're enough. As humans, we're enough. So, we can kickstart this webinar with a mabuhay and good afternoon to all our Filipino creators. I'm your host Ian from the talent team, and today we have an exciting program lined up for you all. But before we start, I know you've answered this one, but if you have anything that you want to raise or you have any questions as mentioned earlier, please don't hesitate to reach us out at contact at the right fit or at our social media channels at the right.fit and the right fit.asia. So we're still in the process of onboarding our clients for campaigns, as you know, since we just launched last month. But I want to ask you guys, what brands do you want to see on the platform? Since we don't have the chat option, just put it in the Q&A feature for now. So just leave it there, the wish list of brands that you want to be on the platform, and we will do our best to have them on the right fit. So while you're answering that, I will give you a brief introduction of the right fit. So the right fit is a marketplace for brands and creators. And just like my background here, this is where brands and creators meet. So think of the right fit like a job listing. Um, that helps you guys creators connect with over 11,000 brands such as Revlon, Olay, L'Oreal, LG, and Reebok to name a few. So our platform allows a convenient way for more exposure and opportunities to work with the best clients for paid work or even XP. So as you know, we've launched in November. It's been a fantastic month so far since our launch. And today, you've seen her earlier, so we're bringing her back again. So we are joined by our creator and our very own talent and social specialist, Jenny Zhou, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. Hey, Jenny.
Hi
Hey,
everyone.
girl.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Good. I'm so excited. This is our very first webinar. So we feel very, very lucky that you have all tuned in to watch us.
we are very grateful that you're able to spend your time with us today. Jenny, how's the weather there today? Have you been busy? I know it's already 5 p.m. In Australia, right?
It's a little bit cold. It is summer in Australia and in Melbourne, but it's like 18 degrees, so definitely not as summery as you are.
Well, here you only have two seasons, the wet and dry season.
Summer
Kinda
and
jealous
summer.
because you have the winter there. So, winter is coming. Okay, so Jenny, you're here today to share with us, of course, your amazing insights. But can you give us a bit about yourself? Tell us a bit about yourself and what brings you here today
Of
for this
course.
webinar.
So, just like everyone on this call as well, I am a content creator. I go on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, but I also work at The Right Fit as a talent and social specialist. So, I'm here to share some insights into the Right Fit app, which has been especially tailored for our creative friends here in the Philippines. And now I know a lot of you are new to the platform as well. So, on behalf of everyone here at The Right Fit, I would love to welcome you all to the family. And we're super excited to create with you and get you booked on collabs. So I work on the talent and socials team, like I said before. If you have any questions about crafting the perfect bio, how to book your first collab, feel free to send me a message. And also don't forget to tag us in all your awesome content. We love sharing them on our Instagram. You can give us a follow at therightfit.asia and at theright.fit. We shout out new talent all the time, share tips and content from you guys.
Yeah, and we have featured also a few of the Philippine creators already on our socials as well. So don't forget the rightfit.asia and the right.fit. So do you have amazing tips? Because you mentioned this earlier, crafting the perfect bio. So let's tackle that. So
Of
do you have
course.
amazing tips in for our creators today in crafting the perfect bio on our
Mm-hmm.
platform?
So the bio is very, very important. I'm going to teach you some content hacks just to optimize your profile and help make you stand out. So this is from crafting the perfect bio to showcasing your skills. We'll cover it all. So the first thing for a good bio is to introduce yourself. I would start with a simple one-liner with your name, location, and what best describes who you are. This kind of just breathes life into your profile and brings a personal connection with any clients or brands. You can also add any fun facts that will help you stand out. For example, my bio would be, Hi, I'm Jenny Zhou, a creator based in Melbourne, a 2024 bride to be, and a dog and cat mom. Everyone can also give that a go as well if you want in the Q&A section, just a one-line introduction to yourself. So some examples here that we have from our lovely talent at The Right Fit. We've got Joey. She immediately lets us know that she's an active mom, full-time job and passions. Apple's bio, I really love because she had emojis. Now, I think it's fun, it's eye-catching, and if it's true to your personal brand, go for it, use them. So from her very first sentence, we know that she's a pilot's wife. She also loves traveling and beautiful clothes, just like everyone else. We've also got Joanna. Now, Joanna's I thought was really interesting because she included some hashtags. So we've got hashtag health and glam, hashtag jet setter life. Immediately, I know she loves to travel. She creates beauty, fashion content. So if you have your own hashtag or you create content under a specific hashtag, feel free to add it in because it'll help them understand your content a little bit more. So the next step is to let clients know what your niches are and what type of content you create. So basically, what sets you apart? Why are you so special? Now, I know all of you create content across various categories, but these may not all be seen at first glance. So some things to highlight are, if you create family content, if you're pregnant, have children, if you create pet content, who are your pets? What's your dog's name? And also any special skills. I also like to keep my bio up to date with any life updates that might change my categories. For example, like I said before, I'm a 2024 bride and creating wedding content. If you're traveling around Southeast Asia for the holidays, if you're going to Fashion Week, or maybe you just moved home and you're doing some new home renovation content. So these updates can attract new jobs that you might not usually be on the radar for. Looking at Julianne, she has included some amazing personal channel milestones of like 14 million likes, which is insane. This is not compulsory, but also great to include and showcase if you have really exciting numbers. With Margot, immediately I know that she has a unique modern and Gen Z perspective on her content creation. And then with Ryan, he brings a different perspective with his Filipino Danish heritage and also passion for fitness. Now, the next step is to share any previous campaigns and brands you've worked for. This just kind of provides clients really great insights into your content, your flexibility, and assurance that, you are a sought after and trusted content creator. People want to work with you. So these can also include any brand ambassador roles, affiliates, events, social media management work. If we look at Olga's profile, she has a range of different brands that show her multifaceted work, affiliate, ambassador. Halifa also has a job experience as a creator crew at Warner Music Asia, which she included as a fun fact, which I thought was really interesting. And Marie has listed collaborations that reflect her gaming and lifestyle content. So we know this is the type of content she likes to create. Now, if you haven't worked with a brand before, no problem. I would like to go to the next slide and just show you some of the brands, international and local, that our collaborators have worked with. And before we asked you as well, what are some dream brands that you guys want to work with? We've got Human Nature from Mera, food brands from JV, V Cosmetics, fashion brands like Shein, Chanel, Dior. I would love to work with Chanel and Dior as well. Travel brands like Expedia and Issy and Co. Keep sending them to us and we will work on our best way to kind of connect you with these brands and book you on a collab. So going back to if you haven't worked with a brand before, easy, no problem. You can create your own portfolio and just attract the collaborations you want to book. So for example, if you're a beauty creator, just create content with your existing beauty products. If you want to work with Laneige, grab the products that you already own, film a get ready with me, take product shots. If you want to be an influencer, just start creating content like an influencer and don't wait for the brands to come to you. This is free. You already own all the stuff and you already know how to use all the stuff. So it's very natural and organic, and just show the brands what you can do with their products. I would also include any relevant skills that you might have to content creation. So if you think of this bio kind of like a short job resume, what do you have experience in? What do you specialize in? What can you do for the brand? For example, you might be really amazing at video editing or TikTok strategies. These are all really valuable assets that will help make your collaborations even better. I would also mention a specialization. I know a lot of you are UGC creators, which we love here at The Right Fit. So make sure you list your equipment, your editing software, and what type of content you specialize in. You might be amazing at like short TikTok videos with transitions and trends. Add that into your bio. Last step, and also very, very, very important, is don't forget your profile photo. So first impressions count, and this is literally the first thing a client sees. Choose a photo that clearly shows your face. You don't want like your hair to cover half your face. You have good lighting, because this kind of sets the tone for what kind of creator you are and what your style is. So it's also best to upload a clear image that isn't a selfie or a screenshot, because we want to see like your beautiful face in high quality.
That was amazing, Jenny. I agree with the profile photo though. Even with other social media platforms, um, the important thing is you have to leave a first impression, a good first impression for brands to be able to recognize you or put you up in their priority list if you have that perfect profile photo. And guys, if you agree with what Jenny just shared, leave it in the Q&A function for now. And also, if you have also the emoji function, if you want to agree, if you have anything that you want to share, like send us a heart, send us a smile. If you don't agree, send us a thumbs down. But don't no thumbs down. More thumbs up. So if you have other comments, as mentioned earlier, just leave it in the Q&A function or email us at contact@theright.fit. So now you know already how to craft a perfect bio. Let's move on to content hacks, because Jenny here is a prolific content creator. So she really has that mind of a magician. So Jenny, may you share with us your content hacks in creating a perfect, memorable, and one of a kind content on the right fit. Take it
Firstly,
away.
I want to say thank you to Grace, Mayor, and Bianca for sending us some really cute emojis, hearts. And also, if you have any of your own content tips and hacks, feel free to add it to the Q&A section. I know I can definitely learn from you guys. My first tip would be to batch create your content. So most of us have full-time jobs and we're creating content on the side, and it's really not easy squeezing this into your schedule. It takes time to get ready, put on your makeup, set up your camera, and you've got to be in the right mood, right? So If you're already there, why not film a few TikToks or take a bunch of different outfit photos at once? So if you're taking TikToks or videos, you can just change your hair for another video, change your top so it just doesn't look like you're filming everything on the same day. If you're going outside to shoot an outfit of the day, bring an extra outfit. So, for example, I usually create content once a week. I like to film about 2 to 3 TikToks or reels at once, and then I'll edit them during the week when I'm free. So, this way, you'll always have new content to post, even when you're super busy. This works great for evergreen content or videos that you can easily add a trending song to so you can keep it fresh. So, for example, if you do fashion videos, you could just literally film a quick 7-second fit check, store it in your Instagram Reels drafts, and then when you're ready to post it, just have a scroll through Reels, find a song that's trending, edit it to your video, and there you go, you've got new content. Another way is to authentically incorporate trends into your content and collabs. I know it always feels like really stressful to jump on a new trend and you want to go viral, but sometimes it just, it's not your style. So do not change your style and niche just to fit into these trends. I recommend taking aspects from a trend that work for you. So whether, it's a filming angle, a transition, a color, or a song, just take that part and incorporate it into your content. I'd say the easiest way to use trends is with songs and audios because they're so easy to edit to like vlogs, OOTDs, travels, get ready with me's. I do have an example here. It is the ceiling trend. I'm sure everyone has seen it recently where tape your phone to the ceiling and you dance around to Surround Sound by JID. It's actually started from a Filipino creator. If you just want to play the video so everyone can get familiar with it. Now, this trend has literally gone viral worldwide. People are using it for their Christmas content. I recently used this trend for a mattress collaboration with an Australian brand called Ecosa. You're probably thinking like, how do I do that trend with a mattress collaboration? So basically, I only use the filming angle part where I taped my phone to the ceiling to show like a bird's eye view of setting the bed. The brand really loved the incorporation of this trend. It was very trendy. And it's also true to my style, so they could use it in their marketing. Everyone can have a little watch. Ever just wake up from a bad sleep and you're like, I need to redo my bedroom. And now you've got a blank canvas. Let's make over this bedroom. Let's build the bed base first. It should be complete in 5 breezy steps. So this really showcased the product because it is a bed, it's really big and it kind of shows the room it's in as well. If you guys have tried the ceiling trend yourself, please link it in the Q&A session. I would love to see them. And you also don't need to feel rushed as well when creating these trendy things. You can always ask a brand if they are open to you using trending audio or a trend. Most times they are more than happy to. If we can go to the next slide. You can also provide 2 versions of your content. So one with a trending song and one with copyright-free music for the brand to use, only if this is part of your contract, because you do not want to give extra content if you don't paid to do it. Now, you don't always have to be the first to hop on a trend either. So what I find is what's trending on TikTok will usually go to Instagram like 1 to 2 months later. You have that friend that's always like, have you seen this cool video on Instagram? And you're like, yeah, I saw it on TikTok 2 months ago. You can also follow us on Instagram where we post trend reports for content ideas that are curated especially for you. So on to the last content hack. It is attracting collabs and showing that you are open to creating with brands. So be adaptive. My tip is to work with the seasons and holidays. So for example, right now it's Christmas period. This is usually the biggest campaign season for most brands. And these collabs kind of start booking creators from November. I know in the Philippines, you guys celebrate from September. So it's time to get on your A game. A great way to book your first holiday campaign is just to show everyone what you can do. So I would start creating Christmas themed content on your page. Use it as a portfolio. So Christmas outfits, gift guides, decorating the house. This just kind of shows brands what you can do with their products and that you are open for Christmas collaborations. You can also check for any upcoming topical dates or events in your local area and just create some content surrounding them in the upcoming days or weeks. So this will just also show your content to more people as they will be actively searching for that festival or that hashtag or holiday. And just don't forget that, social media is your best portfolio. Clients are always looking for creators who are authentic, create high quality content that aligns with their brands and campaigns.
That is amazing, Jenny. My only question is how did you do the ceiling trend and move the bed? Because that is girl.
Girl, I was sweating. I was on my little makeup table. Do not try this at home. It was very dangerous. I used duct tape. I peeled a part of my ceiling off, but you know what? The brand loved it, so worth it.
How long did that take for you? Because you have to move the whole furniture
Yeah,
around.
I filmed for like an hour straight and I was like covered in sweat. I was basically in the Philippines. I was so hot.
That is the things that you do as a content creator. You have to really spend the time in creating awesome content. So now that it's our audience time to shine. So basically, guys, you have the Q&A options. You just send us your questions. But we already have questions here sent by other creators. So let me start with Jenny. I know that you have mentioned earlier how to create a perfect bio, but I want to know what is the ideal length of a bio? How long should it be?
I think ideally around a paragraph, so maybe like, 250 characters. It should only include the essentials. You can use emojis, you can use bullet points just to keep it shorter, as long as it says who you are, what you do, what brands you've worked with, and any other like cool, fun facts. I would also, when writing your bio, just check your profile on the phone, have a look. If it looks like, whoa, that's a lot of text, I don't want to read all of that, then don't worry about it, make it shorter. So just have a check, read through it yourself and see if it flows, if you've provided too much information, maybe. So as long as it looks like a nice paragraph and it's neat and it's easy to read, I think you're good.
As long as the bio is meaty with information about you as a content creator, I think that will help our Filipino creators here to book campaigns in the platform. And then you mentioned trend hopping. So, what is the time frame that you recommend to hop on this trend before it gets old? I know that you mentioned that in Instagram it usually takes 2 to 3 months, but on TikTok, as you know, people really love watching on TikTok. So you have to really be on trend all the time. So what is the time frame before it becomes, spoiled or it's been saturated already?
I think it depends on the platform that you create content on. So, for example, TikTok, it's a lot faster. I would try to do that trend within the week so it doesn't become
Yeah.
oversaturated. Because when you hear that song for the 1000th time, you're probably going to scroll away. But in saying that, TikTok is also a great platform just for random content. I've posted some of the weirdest stuff on TikTok that I cannot post on my Instagram and it goes viral. So, as long as your content is authentic and it's original and it's fun, like you're going to get pushed regardless. And if you work on Instagram, you can probably, rehash a trend from TikTok maybe 1 to 2 months later. So I like to, post it on TikTok first, and then maybe a month later I'll post it on Instagram, and that way you get double the content.
That is good. That is a good plan for content. We have here a reaction from Bianca. So I think this is about the when we were creating the content for Ecosa. She's like it's like expectations versus reality when creating content. I have a few bloopers as well when filming. I bet you guys have a lot of bloopers because you'll be like, this is not nice. Let me shoot it again. Or
I think
maybe like,
bloopers would make a really good video too. It'd be so funny. You should
right?
edit all your bloopers together and just be like,
Make
these
it
are the
as a
bloopers for
reel.
2023. Yeah, make it a reel, make it a TikTok. That would do well on TikTok, Bianca.
Most especially when you do it like when you're doing like a voiceover or talking into camera straight. I bet there's been a
All
lot
of
of
a sudden,
bloopers.
I cannot speak. All of a sudden, I don't know my name. I don't know the product. I don't know anything.
He'll be like the
Yeah.
pronunciation of the items as well, like the scientific items. If it's skincare, you have to be very particular because if you mispronounce those, it will be like. So bloopers are fun as a content. It's part of being a content creator. So Jenny, you also mentioned creating batch of content, right? So not all the time we have the inspiration to create content. So where do you get your inspiration from usually?
Basically, from you guys, I think the best
From
thing
me?
about being a content creator, yes, you, Ian, is that, when you're scrolling TikTok for 3 or 4 hours, you're doing work. So whenever I see a TikTok that I think is really good and I might want to try recreate, I'll save it. If there's a song that I think could work for a video, I'll save it as well. And then on that one day of week when I'm creating content, I will just go through my TikTok and Instagram saves, see what I feel like filming, see what works, and that way you will literally have like unlimited inspiration. So, the best way for inspiration is just to look at all the creators around you.
It really is the audience or really the people around you that's gonna help you be inspired in creating content. Because sometimes you don't really have that inspiration, but when you look at your partner or your mom, you'll be like, oh, let me do that, something like that. So it's your environment. So I agree. Another question we have here. So you've been a long time content creator, Jenny. So how do you select the brands that you work with?
I think it's a few things. I know it's hard when you just start out and someone wants to collab with you and you're kind of like, yes, anything I'll do. I'm so excited. But you've kind of got to think in the long term as well. So, firstly, I will say, like, does the brand align with you? For example, I do mostly like fashion lifestyle content. If a crypto company was like, hey, we'll pay you so much money, please make a reel for me, I wouldn't be able to do it because everyone knows that I don't do crypto content. I don't know anything about it. It would just seem unnatural, inauthentic, and it just wouldn't work. So, firstly, whether the brand aligns with you. Secondly, what they're asking for in the campaign. If they're asking for a 30-minute vlog from you and you've never made one before, I would reconsider that campaign or maybe tell them, hey, I'm better at short videos. Would you like a 2-minute reel instead? Also, obviously, budget. You are worth the budget. You are worth your time. Like, just think about how much you want to be paid per hour, how much work you're doing. Because as a creator, you're the photographer, you're the makeup artist, you're the lighting person, you're the copywriter. You do everything.
You're
So
the
make sure the
everything,
budget, yeah, the
basically.
budget aligns with how good you are and know your worth. Also, timing. So I know a lot of you work in beauty. So for example, if you did like a foundation with Longcom a week beforehand, I would consider taking like a month or 3-week break before you do the next foundation. Like you can do other beauty brands like maybe eyeshadow, lipstick, but you don't want to oversaturate your content and you don't want to be like untrustworthy because your followers will realize they'll be like, hey, didn't you say you like Longcom foundation yesterday and now you like the Chanel foundation? And also, a lot of brands don't really like it when you work with direct competitors too close together as well. So, for busy periods like Christmas, I would try space my content out a little just so it doesn't look like it's an ad after ad after ad because you still want to show who you are and your followers followed you because they like you.
I agree. You have to really space out your content if you're, most especially if you have a niche, because you have to establish that brand loyalty as well. So their followers will be like, oh, she's been using this brand. It must be really effective on her. So um, I agree on that one. We have a question here. So as a content creator, Jenny, we have a question from Greece. How can you calculate your rate if you are if you are to ask what's your rate for a brand? So um how do you compute your rate as a content creator?
Very good question. We actually have a blog post that explains
Yes.
this in depth. We can send it to you afterwards. But basically, everyone calculates it a little differently. What I like to do is figure out my hourly rate. Like, what's my minimum that I want to be paid to create content? And then when you're calculating how many hours you take to create this content, include applying for the job, you know, getting ready for the job, filming the content, editing the content, emails with the brand. So all up, maybe say it's like 10 hours, and then I'll charge 10 hours for that amount of money. Also, some things to consider are how big the brand is. If the brand is bigger, you can always go more. You can always negotiate. So I would say always pitch more. And then if they want to negotiate, you can come back down. And also, if it's a very competitive market, like you can only do 2 makeup brands this month, make sure you charge enough for that because some brands will be like, you work with Longcom this week, you can't work with another makeup brand for 2 months. So basically, you're missing out on 2 months worth of work and they should be paying for that. Also, some things to consider are like boosting and usage. If the brand is going to use your photos on their website and on their stores, they should charge you for that. So figure out, like, have a sit down, think about how much you want to be paid per hour or per piece of content, and maybe go a little bit higher. And then you can always negotiate with the brand.
Yeah, because if you have a higher rate, you can only go lower. So if you give them a low rate, that will be you cannot go higher anymore
Yeah,
unless
you went too
otherwise.
low. If you're like,
Yeah.
I want $500, and they're like, okay, done. And I'm like, oh, okay, I could have asked for more then. That was
Or
too easy.
another thing can also be ask your peers of content
Yes.
creators because sometimes you have the same level of following with another creator, but
Yeah.
you tend to charge less than that creator. And then you'll be like, oh, we have the same followers, but I charge less. So maybe
Yeah.
I should also not copy, but be at level with the creator's
I've
rate.
actually done that before. I reached out to a lot of my fellow creative friends who are kind of in the same following with me and work for brands that I want to work with. And I'll just message them, be like, hey, like I saw you work with Pepsi. Do you mind telling me how much you charge for one reel? honestly, 99% of the time, they'll tell you. Everyone's very happy to kind of just work together as a community. And even everyone in this chat, like Grace and Bianca, you're both kind of questioning what the rates are. Follow each other on Instagram. You can start messaging about it and you can kind of figure out like what you guys should be charging.
Agree, agree, agree. We also have another question here. So, I know you mentioned about the usage rates and the boosting rates. So, from Mira, she has a question. Would you think trademarking your video would be beneficial as a content creator, just to avoid any reposts or anyone taking advantage of your content? We're here in the Philippines, we have the trademarking laws, but I would like to second what Jenny said earlier about the usage rights. You just need to have that common ground with the brand in terms of how much you will charge if they use it as an ad, if they use it as a social media, if they repost it on their social media and then they boost it, because basically, that will you will be used as a promotion, you will be used as a marketing. But how about you, Jenny? Do you recommend trademarking the video?
I think most brands and social media accounts are pretty good. Normally they'll message you first, be like, hey, like we want to repost this. Is this okay? And you can either say, like, yeah, happy for you to repost, make sure you credit my account. Or you can be like, if you want to use my content, it's actually this much money for 1 month. So it's up to you. Normally, if it's just like organic repost on their stories, I'll just be like, yeah, sure, because it'll give me more engagement. It'll bring me new followers as well. Um, it's hard with the trademarking. I don't think it's completely necessary. But like you said, there are laws and it's kind of it's on the brands to know to do better. But if you want though, sometimes on my YouTube videos, I always add Jenny Zhou, like a watermark in the corner, just so people know, like if they download the video, who this video is from.
Mm.
So you can always just add a little one. I wouldn't make it too big, just so people know.
Because at the end of the day, you guys are creative. So if the
And it's
graphic
your
artist,
work.
yeah, it's your work. If the graphic artist put their trademark or your watermark on it, you can also do that. Do the same thing. Um, so yeah, I have another question. So if I am, for example, an upcoming creator, so I only have like a few followers, like 1,000 followers. What's the best tip of advice that you can give me?
Ian, you're already a content creator. Ian actually
I'm
makes
not.
really good TikToks.
No, but example, just for an example.
But like for example, you just have to kind of have the confidence. Like I said before, if you want to be an influencer, start creating like an influencer. Do those trends, upload those videos, engage with your community. If you want to be a part of the Cebu fashion community, start following those accounts, search the hashtags, start engaging, commenting, liking their posts, and I would just keep posting. If you don't have a niche that you want to do, you're kind of exploring. I just try different videos. I think TikTok's really good for just exploring what you want to make, try different trends, just keep posting. If it doesn't do well, you can always delete it. Like you can always
Yeah.
try again. And also just speak to your fellow creators, message people that you really love their content, ask them for some tips or like ask them what you should do, or even ask them if they want to collaborate with you. I think collaborating with each other is a really good way to grow as well. And just kind of build your own community, because having creator friends is the best. You get to ask each other about rates, you get to work together, and you also get to rant about, like how annoying sometimes it is to be a
Yeah.
content creator. Like when you're filming in your room and your mum just keeps knocking on your door and you're like, I'm trying to film a
Or there
video,
are
mum.
chickens outside. Chickens
Oh my
outside.
gosh. You're like, you're not part
Here
of
in
the
the
video.
Philippines. So many chickens outside. So, yeah. I will definitely take on those tips, and someday, might be a content creator.
Go Ian.
So yeah, I think that's all the time that we have. That concludes our webinar for today. We will announce the winner of our giveaway on our socials, so don't forget to follow us on our Instagram accounts at theright.fit and theright.fit Asia. Again, a huge thank you to Jenny Zhou joining
Thank
us from
you.
Australia, Melbourne. Hope to see you soon, girlie. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all to our fellow creators for joining us today. Until next time, my name is Ian from The Right Fit. Thank you so much, guys, and goodbye. Have a nice day.
Bye.